Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Live Life in Tarot. Thank you for being here. So glad you could make it, and I hope you're all doing very, very well. At this time, we're going to see what messages Spirit has to say and for what sign Spirit will speak to. Let's begin. Spirit, what sign would you like to speak to? What sign would you like to speak to at this time, Spirit? What sign would you like to speak to at this time, dear Spirit? To which sign do you have a message for, Spirit? Which sign is there a message for at this time, Spirit? Thank you. This message is for Leo. Spirit will speak to Leo at this time, the sign of Leo. Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising, Leo Venus, Leo Jupiter, Leo Mars. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, what is the question for Leo to consider? Spirit, what is the question you have for Leo to consider? Spirit, what is the question you have for Leo to consider? Spirit, what is the question that you have for Leos to consider? Dear Spirit, thank you. Spirit has presented Leo with a statement. This statement for you to consider, Leo, is as follows. Aggression does not equal love. Aggression does not equal love, Leo. This is the question that Spirit has for you to consider. I feel, Leo, that this is a matter of the heart, where there is some pain, some issue. I also hear trepidation. Thank you, Spirit. But this matter of the heart pierces you. So consider, Leo, aggression does not equal love. Spirit, what would you like to discuss with Leos? Dear Spirit, what would you like to discuss with the Leos? Spirit, what will you discuss with the Leos about this? What will you discuss with the Leos? Thank you. Leo, Spirit will discuss with you group interactions, your group interactions. Spirit would like to explore this with you and for you to explore it concerning your group interactions. You and who you are engaging. What is your circle? What is your dynamic that you are involved with? Who are you involved with? Is it you needing to deal with you? Who do you need to look more closely at? Because aggression does not equal love. And so, before I turn this over to look at this, let's ask Spirit to give us one card from this deck and one card from this deck. And then we're going to take a look at one card from this deck. And afterwards, we will see what lies beneath. This Spirit will discuss with you. Let's see. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, what message needs to come through for Leos at this time with regard to exploring Leo's group interactions and that aggression does not equal love? What is the message you have for Leo? What is to be discussed? What is the message for Leos? What is the message for the Leos? Thank you. You have 3 cards. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, what is the message for Leo? What here needs to heal? What here needs to heal for Leos in exploring group interactions and in consideration of that aggression does not equal love? Is someone like this towards you, Leo? Are you this way towards someone else? What is the message for Leos? Spirit, what is the message for Leos, please? Thank you. We'll take a look at that one. One card came out. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, what else do you have to say to the Leo with these energies? What else do you have to say to the Leos about considering or taking into consideration that aggression does not equal love? And in exploring Leo's group interactions, what other messages do you have here for Leo, please? Thank you. You have 2 cards that came out, Leo. Spirit, is there a time frame you would like to point out with these energies? Is there a time frame? Is there a time frame for Leos to be mindful of? Thank you. Thank you. So let's start there, Leo. What Spirit wants to discuss with you, Leo, is personality trait most appreciated, personality trait causing others discomfort. This is what Spirit wants to discuss with you, Leo, as it has to do with your group interactions. This may be a number of people, a small group of people, someone in particular, or how you may be to yourself, or how you may be towards another or others, or how another or others may be towards you, or all of the above. This is what Spirit wants to discuss with you. The time frame Spirit is looking at, or will have you visit, is the past few weeks. So this is a matter that has already transpired, has passed recently, and is passing still. Spirit is asking you to observe the past weeks. Your first card is Candle, Illumination. So there's something that Spirit wants you to see, wants you to realize, wants you to recognize, wants you to grasp. Crystals, healing. There is something that Spirit is asking you to heal from or to start healing. But Spirit is speaking about healing being needed. But before you can heal it, you have to gain the illumination and see that healing is necessary. You cannot heal what you cannot see that needs healing. You also cannot heal what you refuse to look at or recognize or acknowledge. Certainty, phrenology. This is something that you must have certainty with. Or this is a matter where you have certainty with, and you already know needs healing. That you either see and you are not addressing, or you are refusing to see, and so you cannot address it. Or you don't know how to heal it because you don't see the way. But this is to be done with certainty. I also feel that this is saying, for some of you, there is something you want to heal, but you want certainty with it. For some of you, you have not healed something because of the lack of certainty around the situation to heal it, or the lack of certainty that you wish to have about the situation with whomever this is pertaining to. Sovereignty. is what needs to be healed. Sovereignty speaks of courage, strength, power, will, determination, resilience. This needs to be healed. There is a situation that you have not been standing in your power with. For others of you, there is a situation that you have been feeling powerless in. For some of you, you may be abusing your power. Your strength must be called upon. Your strength must be mustered and built. What are you forging or needing to forge here? What do you need to balance? What should you be pursuing? There are 3 people in this image. So this may be to do with a 3-party situation. This can be different kinds of 3-party situations where there can be, for some, this may be around dealing with more than one person, as it has to do with love. There could be cheating involved. Or there is a dynamic of 3 people where there are issues that are needing to be addressed. For some of you, this is for Leos who have other people that they are in relationships and connections with. You may be dating 3 people. You may be in a love relationship with 3 people. This may be a dynamic where there are 3 people there are 3 people involved, 2 of whom or 3 of whom you are close to. I feel with sovereignty, there's something that's not quite right in this dynamic that you need to leave, because she is in front and moving away from the 2 behind her, and the 2 behind her are in the fog, and she seems to quest to get out of the fog, to move away from the confusion, to gain clarity and strength of motion. Even in this image, there is the air of fighting and battle. So whom are you fighting that you see as love, or that is a love dynamic? Whether this is someone you are in love with, a family member, this whoever you are dealing with. There is an unhealthy dynamic here. And it starts with you being able to get clarity through considering that aggression does not equal love. So who do you need to find the strength to move away from? What do you need to have sovereignty, resilience in, towards, for yourself, regarding those that this is pertaining to? For those that this message resonates with, you know what this is about, because this is something you have been struggling with. But there's something about the past weeks that you are able to look at that is either giving you the sovereignty, or if you look at it more closely and allow yourself to be illuminated, to see it, you will have the certainty of what needs to be done or should be done, or that you may not have had the strength to do or felt powerless regarding it. Whomever this is about, this is definitely something or someone where there is a lot of passion. But it's passion to the brink of aggression. And aggression is not kind and loving. It is painful. You have focus. Leo, there's a need for you to focus. You have not been focusing on what you need to see here, on what you know needs to heal, or that you are now realizing has to be healed. It is time to bring it into focus and to look at it and see it for what it is, and stop looking at the forest from the trees. You've been feeling lost. You have a 33, threes, 2 threes, the double frequency of 3, where you have been dealing with either community or issues with cooperation, conflict, issues with being able to reconnect, issues about persevering, issues with friendship, with unions and reunion. There has been and is disappointment and grief here. There have been lies and deception. It breaks down to a 6, which speaks of the lovers. It is time for you to be your authentic self. For you, whether you must call it upon yourself to do or require it, it is time to be authentic, to stand in your truth. You have locked the logic when logic is needed now, because you have been ruled by your heart and your desires and your passions and your interest for union and love and partnership, community. But to what end? If what is happening, there are issues of adaptability, issues of harmony, experiencing duality, both good and bad. Perhaps in equal measure, perhaps not. Perhaps more towards what is not good for you by your actions or the actions of others, or both. There is conflict here. for you in whom you are dealing with. Perhaps there's difficulties in making the choice. Perhaps you keep making the wrong choice. Perhaps your heart is stronger than your mind. The will of the soul can override the mind. But the Lovers is asking you to find a balance. You can no longer live from your heart around this and who this is concerning, or with your feelings. Your feelings are betraying you. What kind of commitment are you in that you may need to get out of or change? Perhaps the unity you are pouring into is not balanced enough or at all. You have the Serpent, knowledge, healing. It's a 23 breaking down to a 5. Again, this is being brought into focus. The need for healing, the need for wisdom, the need to turn to your knowledge in this situation more than your heart. What do you know that is true about this? This is speaking to the Hierophant about your connection, your commitment, your belief may be misguided. Some of you are participating in something unconventional. For some of you, there's just no rules, no boundaries, no respect. There's a need to heal your connection or change it, or no longer commit. Guidance may be needed. But there are challenges, because the Hierophant is the 5, speaks to challenges. What are you trusting in? What rules are you breaking with yourself? What rules is someone else breaking towards you? Look to the integrity or the lack of integrity. I feel you have understanding. Some of you even see. You may be stuck about what choice to make, because this needing to focus, 33 breaking down to a 6, also speaks to the Lovers in needing to make a choice. Are you making the choice that brings you peace in you and around you? Are you making the right choice? Will you make the right choice? And if you need a compass to guide you, look at what happened in the past weeks. and consider, because aggression is not love. Are you experiencing more aggression? Or are you experiencing love? I feel you may be distorting the two. So let's see what other messages Spirit may have for you. Let's get 2 cards on this. Spirit, 2 cards for Leo. 2 cards for Leos, please. 2 cards for Leos regarding the energies that are here on this spread. Ask yourself, with who you are involved with, what is the personality trait that you most appreciate about the person? And how many can you come up with? And then ask yourself, what are the personality traits causing you or others discomfort? And how many do you come up with? But also ask yourself, how are you showing up in this way? But also, who you're dealing with, how are they causing you to show up? So, with who you're dealing with, ask yourself about you. What personality trait do you most appreciate about yourself when you are involved with this person, being involved with this person or persons? And then ask yourself, what are the personality traits that is causing you and others around you discomfort for being involved with this person? And then consider, because aggression does not equal love. Two cards for Leo, please. Thank you, Spirit. One more card for Leo, please. One more card for Leos, please. Spirit, one more card for the Leos, please, regarding these messages. I also feel that for some of you, certainty is about, you know what it is that you need to do and you're just not doing it. Or there's something you want to achieve and you have more hope for that because you hold a certainty in that, and perhaps that needs to change. The first card is the Star, and the second one is the Ace of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. These are your 2 cards. At the bottom, you do have the Tower. For some of you, you're dealing with the Scorpio, but the Tower is talking about you dealing with uncomfortable energy. But this Tower stands tall and intact. Perhaps there's something you're not changing that needs to change. There may be something that needs to crumble because you continue to be loyal to it. Or there's a sense of loyalty that you believe or see as being shown to you when perhaps it is not. Because this is turbulent, chaotic energy, uncomfortable energy. For some of you, this is about a home that is a factor here. For some of you, this is dependence, codependence. For some of you, this is pining. But for refusing to allow something to collapse that may need to fall. For some of you, this is not being able to see your way out of this tower, this window so way up above, and perhaps you feel trapped and you don't know how to get out. You don't see how to get out. But there are adversities here. For some of you, You're hiding that. Or you're refusing to see the devastation because of a loyal and or distorted view. You have the Star. So you can be dealing with or involved with an Aquarius, but the Star, this person is in the Tower. This person is in the Tower. This was Sansa in Game of Thrones, in the Tower. And in the Tower, this was her light that she shined, having hope, wishing, wanting to heal something at a time where everything was catastrophic for her. And in ways that few could see or were aware of or knew. Sansa had this air of having to appear one way while desperate in another. Sansa wanted out of this tower. Sansa didn't know how to get out of the tower. And at times, she convinced herself of things to allow her to feel or stay determined to grasp towards something that didn't exist. The Hermit is underneath. You could be dealing with the Virgo. There's a need for an epiphany. To look within. To really look at this. Because you are seeing the signs. And with this Ace of Swords, there's a need for you to cut something out. To stand in your truth. To communicate. To be honest with yourself, with your situation, because there's a wall of ice here. Someone is creating an ice box where your heart used to be. Or you may be doing this to someone. It's time to turn to insight, to that illumination, to that truth. There's a need for a breakthrough. You may need to speak up. You may need to let something go. But you must first come to clarity and certainty that there's something that needs healing, or that it's time for it to heal. So let's see what some guidance is here for you. What is the guidance for Leos, please? Spirit, what is the guidance for Leos? Guidance for Leos about this. You have the power to do what you need to do here. There's a need to muster your strength, or there's a need to stay strong for this healing that is needed. To come to illumination, or to carry out what you are aware of. now or perhaps all along, and do so with certainty. Thank you, Spirit. Yes, be bold and make the first move. For some of you, this is about someone that you're not with, that you are in love with still, but that there's pain because someone did not know how to love. And maybe that is still the case. But wherever you are in this, whether there's someone you are looking to move towards or someone you need to move away from, or if there is a need to reconstruct this by tearing it down and looking at the facts, looking at the truth, and being honest with yourself about your connection, about your part, and about the part that another or others are playing. And you be sovereign by being bold and make the first move. Do what is best and what is right. Do what will bring healing. Because the aggression does not equal love. Love equals love. One more message. Spirit, can we have one more message for the Leos? There's something you've been withdrawing from and returning to, or you've withdrawn from altogether, or you don't know what the solution needs to be, or you waver in what you know that answer already is. With the Hermit, you do know. You do see. Something has been lacking where there are negative changes. And there's a need to recover. There's a need to do something tangible to change this for yourself. Because you're not getting what you need. You are either not being of help to yourself, or you're not getting the help that you have been expecting. You're not being replenished. This situation is not rebuilding you. It's negatively impacting you. And with the King of Swords here, there's someone who's cold. And you see those moments, and there are many. But this is also you needing to perhaps go cold and cut something out. Or there's a need for you to make a decision that will be final. What will you gain from this? Are you fearing being single or alone? Are you fearing losing out? Are you even whoever you're together with or wanting to be with? Do you still feel alone? And the final message for you. She who instigates leadership, provocation, and power. What will you spark for yourself and in this situation? It is time for you to stand in your authority and in your power to take control of what is happening in your connection or connections. Through provocation and power. Because this is saying you have the ability, but you must first decide and do and act accordingly. Being assertive and positive and authentically you. I hope these messages help. Thanks for watching. Bye, Leo.